President Cullerton, let me remind you, you were in the House for a while.
Yes, right. I was potty trained.
Yeah. So I want to start by recognizing the House members here. I won't go through all the names again, but I'll just say thank you all for attending today. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you to Leader DURKIN for your help and leadership this cycle to make sure that we got this passed and that I have the ability to sign it today. And of course, the advocates that are here. All of you, you've worked for years. All of you up here and all of you in the audience, you've worked for years to get it to a point where we can sign it today. This is going to become law today. So exciting, really. And I will say to President Cullerton that the fact that you've taken my suggestion of a 30-cent tax and taken it to $1, I just want to say you apparently heard my campaign slogan, "Think Big," and run with it. So thank you very much. Again, I won't go through the list of names that you've already heard, but all of you are heroes. You really are, on behalf of our young people, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you also to Senator Durbin, who's not here. But many of you know that the reason that you get to fly smoke-free is because of Senator Durbin. Yeah, many years ago. In fact, many young people don't know that you could once upon a time smoke on an airplane, and everybody was ill-affected by this. So thank you to Senator Durbin for your leadership from many years ago to today and beyond. Let me also say about the sponsors of this bill that you take the slings and arrows of the industry when you take on sponsorship of a bill like this. They don't like you, that's for sure. And that you should wear with a badge of honor. I will say I wear with a badge of honor that they didn't even bother to come see me. To Mayor Emanuel, for your amazing, strong support of this legislation, thank you. For your lifelong commitment to preventing youth from smoking, thank you. The city of Chicago has been far ahead of the rest of the nation on the issue of tobacco, and it's because of Mayor Emanuel's leadership. We all should give you an enormous round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. We're here today to raise the age to purchase tobacco to 21 in Illinois. This is action that's supported by the Surgeon General, by health advocacy organizations, our own Illinois Department of Public Health, our local health departments, by all available research, everyone standing here, and by common sense, for goodness sakes. Tobacco use is not a new issue in the United States. We know the risks. The research is done. The public receives repeated, proper warnings. People who choose to smoke do so with an understanding of that choice and what it means for them. And for the most part, fewer people are choosing to smoke. There is one notable exception, of course, and that's our young people. Nationally, use of tobacco products among teenagers increased by a staggering 38% between 2017 and 2018. It should be going the other direction, as it is here in the city of Chicago. And it isn't hard to figure out where that increase is coming from. There were 1.5 million more young people using e-cigarettes in 2018 than in 2016. 1.5 million. We're dealing with an old problem in a new form. And while all our residents have the right to make this choice for themselves, we need to be realistic about what that choice means for our young people. Many are risking a lifetime addiction before being able to make an informed choice. More than 80% of adult smokers smoked their first cigarette before they turned 18. Before they turned 18. But an Institute of Medicine report found that raising the age to 21 would have a direct impact, cutting smoking among teens by 25%. Those who opposed Tobacco 21 argued that Illinois stores will lose revenue from 18 to 21-year-olds to surrounding states. I say this is about the health of our youth and the longevity of our citizens. And if there are young people who will travel over state lines to buy tobacco products because they can legally buy them there, then I urge the surrounding states to pass Tobacco 21 too. For Illinois, it will reduce the costs in our state. We'll make our schools and communities healthier places to learn and live, and most importantly, it will save lives. I'm so proud to sign this legislation today, to stand among you, and I will be happy to take questions with the rest of the leadership here after we're done doing that, but let's savor this moment where we are saving people's lives. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Representative Lilly. And, you know, in the past, Tobacco 21 has been a partisan issue, a Democrat issue. It isn't anymore. I was glad to not only support the bill, make comments on the floor of the House of Representatives, but secure a good number of Republican votes to ensure its passage. And that was the right thing to do as a legislator, but also as a parent. I have evolved on this issue, and I've done that by listening. I've listened to healthcare professionals, I've listened to adults, but more importantly, I've listened to young adults and teens over the past 2 years of what their thoughts on tobacco smoking is and what it's doing to their generation. But I also listened to and read what the President's Surgeon General said. It's an epidemic amongst teenagers and youths, and we need to do something about it. So to me, it was an easy decision at the end of the day to get behind this legislation and no longer put any roadblocks up to it, to make sure that we're doing everything we can to protect young adults but also teenagers from what will be some insurmountable health challenges in their future. So I'm glad to be here. Governor Pritzker, thank you for your leadership, and everyone else who was part of this. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce the Senate sponsor of the bill, Senator Julie Morrison.
Look, we've got to go after this every which way we can. This is an enormous step forward. It really is. When you think about the 25% reduction that can occur as a result of Tobacco 21, you know, we're going to work night and day, day and night. I have teenagers. I know that there are kids who are in high school who are using e-cigarettes. This has become prevalent. I didn't realize just how prevalent it was until my daughter started 9th grade. And she's in 10th grade now, but I mean, she came home and said, Dad, you know, you'd be surprised the number of people who are just walking around with them in their pockets. And fortunately, that was, you know, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And so we're starting to see in the city of Chicago, we're starting to see that stanched. You know, and I'm not sure that it's going down yet amongst e-cigarettes, but at least the growth of it seems to be quelled.
Can I add one thing for the governor?
Please.
Governor, I would just say this, and this gets to the duplicity of the tobacco company. 20 years ago, around this anniversary when the settlement was, remember they raised their hands at congressional testimony and said there's nothing in it about addictive. In fact, the internal documents, they knew exactly what was happening. 3 years ago, when e-cigarettes just got introduced, they would tell you it was about quitting. We now know, the city did stuff before the FDA did. City of Chicago acted before the FDA, and now we learn, in fact, it is not only being marketed to kids. It has nothing to do, you do not call a tobacco product Jolly Ranch, Fruit Loops, if it's about quitting. And so even though they told you and marketed, oh, this is all about quitting and cessation, it was exactly what it was intended to do, was to hook another generation on pure nicotine. And so the governor's leadership here is essential. When you have a ubiquitous system, not just Chicago as an island, but the state of Illinois speaking with one voice, our kids are not part of your profit margins. I think this is an incredible step forward that obviously will be followed up with other things what the governor's already said that he's committed to. And I actually think when those who say, oh, there's going to be a black market, that's actually not true. And that's as simple as that. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, so, yes. Right here, and then we'll come back.
I just want to thank you. I live in Southern Illinois, District 15, and coming from rural town, and just the little verbiage that got around after being invited as an advocate here, we thank you for being, like, we're notified it's the second state of Illinois, the capital, you know, so we appreciate your concern for everybody's health. We want everybody to see the future.
Thank you. I just want to counter. There's no second state of Illinois. We're one Illinois. We're for you. We're for you. There was a gentleman in the back who was.
Yeah, off topic if I could. Could you talk a little bit about any interaction with Mayor Lightfoot and your relationship and how you expect that to develop?
I had dinner with Mayor Lightfoot the end of this last week. And of course, I'll see her again in Springfield, I believe, on Wednesday. The relationship is a good one. She, is very much an advocate for so many things that I think we all care about for the city of Chicago. We're going to have a great relationship. We had 4 years where the mayor and the governor didn't talk to one another. And I said all along throughout the campaign that I would work with whoever won. Everybody asked me, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? What's important is the governor going to work with the mayor, and will the mayor work with the governor? And already I can tell we will. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.